Good everyone, you're welcome to Card Baron. So today, as you can see, we'll be doing a simple binoculars. Today, this is what we'll be doing today. We'll see how we can be able to do this particular binoculars from the start. So let me just give you a breakdown of how we're able to do them, why we do them, how we do it together. From here, just showing you how we're able to do them bit by bit. Then we did the back. So we'll be making our reference from this particular job that we have done to see if there's any other thing we have not been able to do. As you can see, I'm just showing you the different procedures on how to get this particular job done from the scratch. And before finally finalize up to this point, as you can get to see. So that's the binoculars. So for us to start, first Ctrl N, use a path, click OK. So I've done that. I'll go to a front plane. I'll click on front plane, sketch. I will simply use a center rectangle so that I can be able to, or let me use midpoint line. So I'll produce something like this. If it's not straight, I'll click on it, I'll click on horizontal, then I'll convert it to a construction line. And I'll also come here again, use a mid plane to create something like this also. I'll click here also and I'll convert it to construction line. And I'll come to this place, I'll do this one, I'll come here again, I'll do this. So I'll click here, hold the control key, then I'll click here also, making it equal, check. Then I go to smart dimension, I'll click here, I'll dimension it 50. Then there's something I want to do from here to here, I'll make it 42. Then also from this point to this point, I also want to make it 42. So I want them to be equal. So I've been able to get this now, as you can see. The next thing, I'll go to features, I'll go to extrude boss. I've been able to achieve this now. I'll make the length 150. 150, as you can see now. I've been able to make the length 150. Then I'll check this. So I already have this. Let's make it work a little bit. So I've been able to get this particular job. Then I'll come to this point, this place now. Because sometimes I would like to mirror the object I've done. I'll come to this point, I'll click on, okay, let me see if I can, another plane, not this. So I'll click here, I'll click on sketch. Will I be able to, okay. I'll come here, I'll look for the center of this cycle, I'll click here, cycle. I'll also look for the center of this cycle, I'll click here. But let's see if I can be able to do something like that just to make the work easier for us. Let's see if we have something like this now. Make here a construction line. Let me just confirm. mirror entity, I'll click here, then mirror about, I'll click here. So I've been able to get the same thing now. Now I'll come to this point, I'll dimension this. I'll dimension it 59.18, 59.18. So I dimension that 59.18, I'm supposed to be able to get this. So I'll click here, hold control, click here, and make it equal. It's supposed to be equal automatically. So I'll come here, 9.18, yes, is equal, but I don't like the appearance of that particular one. This is looking in the center. Maybe I'll click here now, I'll just delete it, so I'll do them individually. I'll click here, I'll come to this point again, let me look for the center line. Come to this side, look for the zone center line. I'll click at the side so that I can be able to get the center line. Click here, I have something like this. I'll dimension 59.18, 59.18. I have something like this, and I go to features, click on extrude boss. I'll click this portion to reverse it. I'll make it 56. Oh, not like that. I click here, edit feature, come here, say 56. So it's up to this length, it's going to get to this length. I'll click good. So I've been able to get this front. Then the next thing I'll have to do is for the cycle. So if we want to, as I said earlier, we'll be making reference to the other videos to see if there are things that we are missing. So let's go to the other model. So if I was able to do this particular one, I've done the box, we'll do this. Then the next thing is to do the cut, the inside cut. So from what we have to do, come here now. I've been able to achieve this now. Come to this point, click on sketch, get the cut. I look for the center again, click here, expand. I look for the center, click here, click the center. I dimension it 43.12, 3.12. I come to this point, 43.12. So I've been able to get the two sketches. Click here, I go to features and I click on extrude cut. I go to extrude cut and make the thickness 10. So I've been able to get something like this now, as you can see. So since I've been able to get this, then I'll do a fillet so that the work look good. I'll click here, I'll zoom in, I'll click here. Looks, make it one, just one. Okay, with one. I'll click here also. Just something like this face. Click here. You see it's a separate, they are separate entities. I'll click something like this now. Come to this fillet. I'll click here. One. They are separate entities. I'll come to this back. Click on fillet. I'll do this. I'll click here also. Check. Then I'll come to fillet again. I'll zoom in. I'll click here. 1, 2. Something like this. So I've been able to get them. So as I said earlier, we're always making reference to the other previous work to see if there's any other step that we need to follow. So we're done with the fillet. To come to this side, come to the sketch. That's this sketch. Come to this sketch. That's the sketch. So we have to go back to our work. Come here, click on sketch. We'll have something like this. Then we'll draw a cycle. We'll get to know this sketch. Draw a cycle. Just draw a cycle on still on convert entity, then make an angle. So we're back to this. As you can see, we sketch there, Ctrl 8, we'll get this. Then we'll just click here. This is sketch. Click here, tap convert entities. Click here, tap convert entities to produce back the same cycle. You should be able to have something like. Then go to features, click on extrude boss. Extrude boss. We'll now have something like this, but we'll just make it 1 degree, just one, just one, so that a little bend on it. Okay, so we can be able to produce this, as you can see now. So I've been able to get to this stage. Then the next thing is for us to come here. Please watch. We'll be doing them bit by bit. Come here, click on sketch. So we'll have something like this. Then click, I'll come to this point. This is the origin now, so I'll just come here, do something like this. Then the sketch, I'll look for the middle from this point to this point. I'll dimension it 24.60, 24.60. Now some persons will be asking, what's the job, where's the job that we're doing? So what are we doing? So look at it now. Let me show you. Let me make reference to that. So this is what we want to achieve. This is what we want to achieve. So this is a particular job we want to achieve. This, first we have to create the sketch. After creating the sketch, we'll do the curve, then we cut through. So let's go back to our job. Now I've been able to do this now, as you can see. I've been able to do this. Now, what's the next thing? I'll come to extrude cut. See, as you can see, this I want to cut it to something like this. Now I've been able to achieve this. Now all I have to do, I want to do like a pattern. I'll click on circular pattern. Circular pattern will ask you what is your direction. I'll use here as my direction. Then they'll ask me what are the features you want to, what are the features. So the features, I'll come here, I'll click on extrude cut. So how many do I want to produce? How many of the cuts do I want to produce? How many cuts do I want to produce? I'll be producing, I think, 23 cuts. No, that is more than 23 cuts. Okay, for now let's use the 23 cuts. If we have something like this now, I would like to go and confirm from this particular model. So this is it. Let's see. This is a circular pattern. So let me see how many cuts I was able to produce. That's 26 cuts, as you can see. So this is just a guide to help us proceed with the work. So I'll come to this point here. So I'll come here, I'll click, right click, then I click on edit feature. So what's the total number of cuts? I'll make it 26. I've been able to get this job done. Let's see if I can be able to mirror it. Okay, I got this. Then now I click on mirror, features to mirror. This is it. It's to cut and circular pattern. As you can see, I've been able to, but there was an error. It didn't display, so I have to do them individually. I just wanted to show you so that want to delete this. I'll delete. I have to do them individually. I'll come to this point, sketch. You know the procedure already. Come here, use a smaller cycle. I didn't even say any particular cycle. I didn't even give any dimension for the cycle. So that means that will take me back to this cycle. I need to know the cycle I used for this particular sketch so that I don't make any mistake. Did sketch, come here, small dimension, come here. So I'll say approximately I use 3.9. So 3.9, we're good to go. Check. So since we use 3.9, I'll come to this point now, sketch, come to this point, smart dimension. So I use 3.9. Good. Now the same procedure from this point to this point. The distance is 24.60. 24.60. Okay. Supposed to be in the center, so if I have this, I'm supposed to have it in the center. Okay, I'll click here, I'll tap delete. So this work is supposed to come from the center. Let me see. Center. I want to be in the center. If I want to produce the center, let me see if I can make a convert entity so that I can get the center point. Because this is the center. I click here and I click here. I make it vertical. I want it to be in the center. This is what I want. Then I can now use my trim entity to remove this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. And now come here from this point to this point is my 24.60. Okay. So I'm good to go with that. Then now remove extrude cut. Okay, it's a sketch. I have this now. I go to features, extrude cut. Identity am I cutting? Okay, this is it. Okay, it's give us a, so I have something like this. So all I have to do again, come here now, pattern, a circular pattern. What's the pattern? 20. You already know now, features to mirror. You come to this drop down, come to extrude cut. So this is what we want to. Okay, direction. We didn't choose the direction. This is the direction. 20. Direction is supposed to be number of cycles 26. 26. As you can see now, I've been able to do this part of it. Then the next thing, come here. After doing that, come, click on sketch, click on just use a cycle from here, find the origin. This is center, just something like this, cover it. Come to this part again, come to the center, cover it. Now go to features, extrude boss. We'll have something like this now, just to cover this. Now we're covering it. It's the thickness is 30 to make it 30. Okay. 7. So I've been able to achieve this particular job now. Now what's the next step? So we'll see how we can be able to do a little fillet if we need to do them. I think I've been able to do the fillets. Maybe if there's any other fillet I want to do. So see where we are now. For those, so some persons need to be seeing where we are at every given step. We're done with this. Okay. Okay, we're done with the extrude core. We're done with this. We'll come to this part. Extrude boss. What's the next extrude boss? I've done that. Come to this part. We want to cut. We want to cut. So click Adobe Cut to come here so that we can be able to make sure that we're on track. Come to this sketch. So a cycle of 41.666. The cycle of 41.66. Then we have the thickness. The cut will be 26. 41.66 cut of 26. So come here, click on sketch. This is the center. Look for this center again. So come to this dimension, click here, 41.66. Get this, come here, 41.66. Then go to features, click on extrude cut. So the cut should be, as we said, it should be 21. So we have something like this. So we have been able to achieve this now, as you can see. Then the next step is to come here, see that we've done that. Then you do the fillet. We'll do the various fillets after that. Okay, so come to this point. Let's see how we can be able to do a good fillet. Come here, not here, clear. We do them individually. Come to this point, click on fillet. So we have something like this now. I've been able to get this. Then if we want to know the next step, this is want to see how we can be able to do this particular job now. Now I come to this point, as you can see this, I just tap Ctrl 7, this is it. Then now I use this plane, you can see now, this is it. So let me use cap Ctrl 8, Ctrl 6, let me see, okay. You want to see how it will respond. So I just use this front plane, I click here, okay, front plane, I'll go to front plane, sketch, something like this. Then I'll come here so that I can be able to see the inside. I want to create that connection. I want to create the connection. I'll come here. So just start from here. Do something like this. Connect them. Then come to this point. I'll use a spline from here. I'll just delete it. Let me use my 3-point arc. Come here, 3-point arc, okay. I'll click here. Then I'll come to this point. Just adjust it. Now I'll come to this side. I'll zoom in case you're not seeing properly. From here. So here. Come to this point. Then I'll come here again. 3-point arc, come from this. So what I'll do is I'll click here and click here and tell them like collinear, be on the same page, on the same line. Then I'll come to this point, 3-point arc. I'll have something like this. something like this. So I'll have something like this now. Then some person will be like, I didn't dimension it. Okay, so let me see if I can add a little dimension. Arrow 73. So I'll just make it. Okay, let's say 73. Good to go like this. Then if I want to dimension here, I'll just use 11.4. So something like this. Then they will say here again. Just 5.68. So come to this point, 5.68. I've been able to get this. I'll come to this point, use this again. See, I've been able to get this. Then I'll go to features, extrude boss. Now you see, now I'll increase the length a little. I'm okay with this. So I've been able to get to this point. Then I'll check this. So I've been able to get to this point. But since my battery is low, I don't know if I can be able to finish it. But I've been able to get to this particular point. Let me just check. The front. So after that, you come to this point. No, sorry, you use using this as a reference. So after that, you're done with this. Okay, I'm trying to detect the one we just finished. Okay. Stroke cut. We've done that. We'll come to this point now. Okay, we've done that. Then the next thing, go fillet. We'll fillet them. After we fillet, we'll now create that. So what we'll do is, let's see if we can do a fillet for here. This 1, 2, so I've been able to get something like this now.